Good day, this is Teacher MJ, and our topic for today is all about combinations. So without further ado, let's do this topic. So we will be dealing class with basic combinations. Later on, I will post a video on how to deal with complicated combinations. So let's try first the basic combinations. A combination is an arrangement of n objects with no repetitions and the order is not important. So always remember this one class. I put the underline for the order is not important. Always remember that. Because in permutation, if you still remember with our last video, you can check the link on the description below class on what way we can compare permutation and combination. In permutation, order is important, but in combination class, order is not important. So I will try to discuss that later on. Combination of n distinct objects taken are at a time where r is less than or equal to n. Do not forget about this one class. R should be less than or equal to n. And then we denote this equation NCR or C. We have quantity n and r, then C n over r. So these are the same class. These are the equation for the combination. And the formula of the combination, that is NCR, is equals to n factorial over, so n there is the number of objects, r is the taken at the time, so objects taken at the time, that is r. We have n factorial over n r factorial quantity n minus r factorial. So always remember this one class. If we have example, if we have AB class is, do not forget about this one. AB is different from BA if we talk about permutation because the arrangement matters. So AB is different from BA in permutation. So in permutation class, this is counted as 2. But in combination class, this is just counted as 1. Because order doesn't matter. So if we put the example like this, if A, this is John, B, this is Peter, but in the second scenario, Peter comes first before John. So in permutation, the arrangement matters, so this is counted as 2. But in combination class, order doesn't matter, so this is just counted as 1. I hope you get that. So in combination, order doesn't matter. So let's try an example class. Once again, if you're confused about that, I do have a link in the description below on how to differentiate the permutation and the combination. Alright, so let's try an example to formally understand this one. So we have first example, basic example first. Evaluate, so the combination of n objects, so 8 objects taken r at a time. So n objects taken r at a time, so that would be 8 objects taken 3 at a time. So the formula, so the formula of the combination, that is C equals n factorial over, so this is NCR, so this is NCR, this is 8 combination of 3, so n factorial over n factorial over r factorial quantity n minus r factorial. So we have our n class is 8. So n is 8 and r is 3. So we have 8 factorial over r is 3 factorial. Okay. 8 minus 3 factorial. So once again, n is our 8 is n, then r is 3. So 8 factorial over 3 factorial, then 8 minus 3 factorial. So 8 factorial class, that's equivalent to, so 8 factorial, that's equivalent to 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3, so on and so forth. So times 2 times 1, so you just stop at 1. So once again, 8 factorial, 8, 7, 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. You will stop at 1. Now, we will not write it like this. It's because 8 minus 3 factorial, so 8 minus 3, that's 5 factorial, and 5 factorial class, that's equivalent to 5 factorial, that's equivalent to 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So therefore, we can cancel this out. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We can cancel this out up to 5. So therefore, we will just write 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 factorial. Because 5 factorial after this one is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And 8 minus 3, that's 5 factorial. So we have 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 factorial over, okay, over, this is 3 factorial. Then 8 minus 3, that's 5 factorial, 5 factorial. So we can cancel this out, class. Okay, cancel this out. And we have 8 minus 7 times 6. So this is, 8 times 7 times 6. And 3 factorial, class, that's 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, just ignore 1 because any number multiplied by 1, the answer is the number itself. You can actually ignore 1 there. So, even without using the calculator, you can answer this one, class, by the greatest common factor. What would be the common factor of, can we reduce 3 and 6? So 6, we can divide 6 by 3. Or the common factor of 6 and 3, the greatest common factor of 6 and 3, we can divide it by 3. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Common factor of 8 and 2 is 2. We can divide this one. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. So get the common factor. So the remaining, class, is 4, 7, and 2. So multiply this one. 4 times 2 is 8. Times 7 is 56. Or 4 times 7 is 28 times 2 is 56 over 1 times 1 is 1. So the answer is 56 ways. Okay? In combination with no particular order. So 56. So if we try to use the calculator, so we try to check, class, using the calculator. So this is, we can actually use the calculator directly, class. So that is 8. Okay, press 8. Okay, let me just press 8. Then shift this one above the divide. That's NCR. That is combination. Then press 3 equals, and you get 56. Right, 56. Or we can multiply this one without cancelling. So let's try 8 times 7 times 6 equals 336. This is 336. Divided by 3 times 2. 6 divided by 6. So you will get 56. So that's it, class. If the teacher will allow you to use the calculator, okay, that would be good for you. That would be great. So of course, some teachers, they will allow you to use calculator, but you need to put the formula. So that's a good thing. If you use the calculator, you already have the answer in shortcut. You just need to write and how you solve that particular answer. Okay, so that's it. That's the combination. Very easy, right? So let's try another example. So what if we say, in how many ways? Okay, in how many ways can a committee of 3 people be chosen from a group of 10 people? So, once again, class, we don't know. There's no arrangement in choosing 3 people out of 10 people. So, therefore, this is a combination. So, in how many ways can a committee of 3 people be chosen from a group of 10 people? So there's no order there. You can choose any of the 3 people out of those 10 people. So, n objects, 10 objects taken 3 at a time. So combination, so write your n is 10 and r is 3. So we have NCR, so that would be 10 objects taken are 3 at a time. So we have n factorial over r factorial, then quantity n minus r factorial. So n factorial, class, that's 10. So 10 factorial over r is 3 factorial, 10 minus 3 factorial. So once again, class, before you write 10 times 9 times 7. So 10 factorial class, that's 10 times 9 times 8. So before you write times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, you check first on the bottom part if what would be the number after you subtract 10 and 3. So 10 minus 3, that's 7 factorial. Therefore, you will stop at 7 factorial because you can cancel this out. Okay, this is 3 factorial, copy 3 factorial. And 10 minus 3, that's 7 factorial. So this is 7 factorial. And you can cancel this out. Okay, you can cancel this out because if you write 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, that's the same with 7 factorial, 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So you try to analyze class because if the teacher will not allow you to use calculator, so that would be really hard for you if you multiply 7 up to 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So cancel this out. So the remaining is 10 times 9 times 8 over 3 factorial class. That's 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, you can just leave 1 because 3 times 2 times 1, that's the same with 3 times 2. Any number multiplied by 1 is the answer is the number itself. So now before you multiply 10 times 9 times 8, you check first class if they have the same common. Okay, if you can reduce the bottom part on the upper part, the numerator and denominator. So always get the greatest common factor of these numbers in the numerator and the denominator. So that will be very important for you class because if the teacher will not allow you to use calculator, that's the good thing that you will know the common factor. Because if no calculator class, if the teacher will not allow you to use calculator, that would be really hard for you. Imagine if you multiply 10 times 9 times 8 and you divide it by 6. So that would be that's actually easy, but it will take time. So great, check if we can have the common factor. So we have 10 and 2. We can divide it by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 10 divided by 2 is 5. For 3, we can divide it by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So the remaining class, that's actually class you can divide 2 and 8, but I chose 10 and 2. Okay, 8 and 2 you can actually divide this one, but I chose 10 and 2. So we have remaining is 5 times 3, 15 times 8, or for me class I better multiply 8 and 5. So 8 times 5, that's 40, times 3, that's 120. Over 1 times 1 is 1, so that's 120 ways. That's 120 ways. Okay, or you can actually multiply 5 times 3. If you have your calculator, 5 times 3, that's 15, times 8, that's 120. 120 ways. Alright, so that's it class. That's how you solve for combination. That's basic, right? So if you like this video, feel free to subscribe, you share it to your friends and to your classmates. Our next video class, we will be dealing with finding N or R. Finding N or R, or the second video is we will be dealing with complicated combinations. We will be answering that. Alright, so goodbye for now. I hope you learned something new today and you have a great day. Bye-bye.